The island newspaper reported today that a United States company, Development Alternative Incorporation, has been chosen to carry out a mega project aimed at reforming Sri Lanka's public sector.
The scope of the project is to strengthen democratic governance and accountability in the country, and it is the first of its kind implemented in Sri Lanka. The island reports that the US Embassy in Colombo confirmed that DAI, or Development Alternative Incorporated, would work closely with the Parliament, independent commissions and related ministries. USAID will be funding the project worth $13 million or a sum close to 1.92 billion Sri Lankan rupees. The paper goes on to note that the project had been finalized by a parliamentary delegation led by Speaker Karu Jayasuriya during a visit to Washington last September. The delegation comprised Ajit P. Pereira, Deputy Minister of Power and Renewable Energy, Karunaratne Parnavithana, Deputy Minister of Parliament Reforms and Mass Media, Dr. Sudarshini Fernando Pulle, State Minister of City Planning and Water Supply, and Dhammika Dasanayaka, Secretary General of Parliament. DAI describes themselves as an organization that tackles fundamental social and economic development problems caused by inefficient markets, ineffective governance and instability. The official website of DAI notes that since 1970 they have worked in more than 150 countries, delivering results across the spectrum of international development contexts, from stable societies and high-growth economies to challenging environments racked by political or military conflict. The website further notes that it engages primarily with USAID, the UK Department for International Development and the European Commission in a number of regions around the world. Describing their work under the governance sector, DAI notes that it functions primarily with legislative strengthening, decentralization and local government management, institutional and policy reform, public administration, civil service reform and human resources management, voice and accountability, law and justice, public financial management and health governance. DAI is active in a number of regions across the world, as well as in countries including Georgia, Haiti, Iraq, Kosovo, Afghanistan, Myanmar, Nepal, Cambodia and Kenya. This is not the first time that DAI has been involved in a project concerning Sri Lanka. According to its official website, in 2015-16, DAI participated in a project to provide short-term technical assistance to the Sri Lankan Parliament. It further notes that it is involved in a 4-year-long municipal waste recycling project activated in 2016 and an EU public diplomacy and outreach program in the SAARC region. However, several journalists and civil society activists around the world have criticized the US-based company over the years. Eva Gollinger, a Venezuelan-American attorney and journalist, claims that DAI is a Central Intelligence Agency front organization for their covert actions. Gollinger says that USAID arrived at a multi-million-dollar project with DAI in the year 2002 and that it funded anti-Hugo Chavez groups in an attempt to topple the existing system of governance in Venezuela. The New York Times had reported last month that a US contract worker has been arrested in Venezuela for distributing communications equipment. Gollinger in her article says that this individual too was attached to the Development Alternative Incorporated and has been supplying this communications equipment to anti-government groups. She goes on to say that all references in this article to DAI in Venezuela are thoroughly documented in her book, The Chavez Code, Cracking US Intervention in Venezuela. We inquired from the Minister of Public Administration and Management into why such an organization was being brought into Sri Lanka.
We need to learn lessons from the programs implemented by developed countries in the world. We need to find out how countries developed, not only America. We need to gain knowledge from countries such as Malaysia, Singapore and Japan as well.
We have
not taken steps to obtain assistance from any American company. We have not tasked any company with training our officials.
How did this organization enter into agreements with Sri Lanka without the knowledge of the subject minister? What are they gearing up for?